Hi, it's Nicola Bird here from alittlepeaceofmind.co.uk. We are on letter C today of the A to Z of sanity, and C is for certainty today. So I know that what it feels like at the moment is there's a huge amount of uncertainty, there's a huge amount of an unknown. And that for many human beings, regardless of whatever's going on in the world, can be a scary place to be. Right? Generally, human beings, as a rule, like to use their amazing power of thought to create future scenarios and get and make up ideas about how they would manage in this situation, in this situation, in this situation. They think their feeling of safety comes from knowing what's going to happen next. And if we don't know what's going to happen next, then we don't feel safe. Right? We want certainty. We want to know exactly what do I do, exactly when do I do it, how will I cope what if this happens, what do I do then? What if this happens, what do I do then? When are the schools closing? Where are the supplies in the shops? How will I know that I can eat? Right? All this questions that come up. And we've always been like this, right? This isn't anything new that we feel uncomfortable with uncertainty. And so what I wanted to point you to is what you can be certain of and what you really can't, right? And why it doesn't matter, right? Which is the good news. So in terms of what you're trying to get certainty over, you are trying to know something that is unknown, right? We don't know how life will look a week from now, right? And that's quite unusual for most of us. We think we know how it's going to look a week from now. Normally, we're pretty settled with the idea that we know how it's going to look a week from now. The moment we feel totally thrown because everything's changing day by day. And so you cannot know what's going to happen tomorrow. And while you think that if you think that creating scenarios in your head and then future-proofing for them and managing them now in your mind is going to bring you safety, is going to give you certainty, is going to give you a feeling of relief, then you have no choice but to go outside of yourself into the world of form and keep scanning the news and keep checking your body and worrying about things and trying to figure them out in your mind, looking for certainty, looking for certainty, looking for certainty in a place it can never be found. Now, here's what's really cool. What you can be certain of is that there's something in you that knows at all times and is responsive to the moment what to do now, right? So that thing just let me know to swallow just 2 seconds ago, right? Rather than in the middle of my sentence. It let me know to wave this hand, not that hand. It expanded and contracted my lungs. It digested my breakfast. It let me know how to smile. It let me know exactly where to put my hands to communicate a gesture, all without me having to sit here, think about it, figure it out, and know in advance what's going on. That resource, wisdom, common sense, whatever you want to call it, that flows through us, that without us even having to think about it, lives us, lets us know. It was the thing that let you know what to eat or not eat breakfast this morning. It was the thing that let you know to order your shopping online or not, right? It was the thing that let you know whether your child had a temperature that was too high or not, right? It's something deeper and underneath our intellect that you can be certain of that never deserts you. So I had a client yesterday who was saying, but I don't have this thing called wisdom. Every time I have a panic attack, I collapse on the floor and so nothing tells me what to do in the moment. And I'm like, well, after you collapse on the floor, what happens then? And she said, well, then I kind of come round and I can't hear what anyone is saying to me. All I can do is get myself home. And I'm like, that right there, right? The thing that let you know that collapsed you on the floor so you didn't have to keep creating scary images in your head, took you out of it, gave you a moment of respite, then got you up off the floor, meant that you were unable to hear all the good advice of people around you and just got you home, right? That is exactly what we're pointing to. In the moment, responsive wisdom. You can be certain of it. And because if you start to look, you'll see that there's always something living life, that right now in this second, There's a knowing what to do, which is sit here and watch this video. Sit here and have this video on in the background while you're doing something else. Watch half this video and then turn it off. All of that stuff, whatever is happening right now, that right there is just, is life living you, regardless of what's going on in your mind and your head. That's got your back. That's reliable, ever present, whether you are sick as sick, whether you are caring for someone else who's sick, whether you're not sick at all in this moment, that thing has your back, regardless of, you know, what's going on in the news and the world outside of us. It's responsive to the environment. So you'll find yourself doing different things right now than you would have done maybe this time last year, because this knowing is responsive to the environment. It's responsive to the people around you. It's responsive to the information and news. It's responsive to, it kind of takes account of all of that and then moves you this way or that. That you can be certain of. That whatever it is that lives us beyond our intellect, that you can rely on, that you can be certain of. Okay, and if you know that there's something other than gather information and get really clear, then you can rely on it. And it means you can stop doing all the other, or you can do all the other knowing that you're just spinning your wheels, right, while you're doing it. Now, the issue of safety we'll come to maybe when we get to letter S, right, if it still looks relevant by then. But there are some things. So as I was in my shower this morning, I was thinking, gosh, maybe I should pre-record some of these videos, right, in case I get ill, right, and then I can't do any for a few days. And then I was thinking, no, I want these videos to be really responsive to the moment, right? To what's showing up, like to whatever happens next week. What's the point of creating 9 videos when next week everything could change? But then I realized, no, hang on a minute. What I want to talk to you about in these videos are certainties, as in truths, about how life works, regardless of circumstance. So whether we're in lockdown, whether it's all gone away, whether whatever's going on a week from now, what I want to share in these videos is something that will remain certain and true no matter what, regardless. So what I pointed you to today, so it means I can record the videos whenever, because what I'm going to be pointing to is things that never change. So the truth that I'm pointing you to today is that there's something other than your best efforts that's living your life perfectly right now, that you can be certain of, that you can rely on, and is such a huge relief if you just start to get eyes for it. Right, promised I'd keep these videos short and sweet, so I'll be back with you with letter D tomorrow. Take care.